I'm Jim Dunlop, and I serve as the bishop of the Lower Susquehanna Synod in the Lutheran Church. I serve as your bishop. And I wanted to talk just a little bit today about St. Nicholas, and he was the bishop of Myra. And often when you see him, you see a picture of him that looks something like this. And in that picture, he is wearing symbols that are part of what we as bishops wear. And so he was the bishop in his time, and I'm the bishop in our time, but I just want to talk a little bit about some of the things that we've been using for thousands of years to symbolize the bishop. One is this right here, which is called a crozier. And if you look at it, it looks a bit like a shepherd's crook, and it represents that the bishop is the shepherd of the flock of the church. And so we carry this to remind us that we serve in that role as the shepherd of all of the members of the church. In addition, you would notice that St. Nicholas would be wearing a garment like this one. It's called a cope, similar to the word cape. It's like a cape. And the reason that bishops wear them is that we frequently travel in ancient times between churches, and we wore them to keep warm. Now they're more decorative, so I wear one on Sundays when I travel to churches to indicate that I've traveled to get there. In addition, the bishop typically wears a large cross around their neck. This one is the one that belongs to the Lower Susquehanna Synod. I've been wearing it since I was elected bishop, and will have to give it back when I give up being bishop in a few years. So it belongs to the synod, and the person who wears this cross then is the person who's the bishop of the synod. The last symbol that we frequently associate, well, two more. One is the ring. The ring signals our fidelity to the church, and so we wear this ring to remind us that we have faith in the church as the bishop. And the last is this hat, which is called a mitre. And this mitre is a symbol of the bishop. If you've ever seen a chess piece, it has a shape at the top of it that looks similar to this hat. And it is worn by bishops to indicate their office. There's some that think that the hat looks a bit like a tongue of fire from the Pentecost story, but that's really not the case. They were worn long before that. And the word mitre actually comes from the word headband, and it was a hat that was worn by people in authority in the church. So you will see these kind of symbols on a bishop when they arrive at your church, but you'll also see them in pictures of St. Nicholas because he served as a bishop in the church back several thousand years ago. So those are some of the things that you'll see when you look and find bishops in the church. Have a great, blessed St. Nicholas Day.